Have you ever stood on the shore and watched the ocean waves roll in, each one unique, each one carrying its own story? Emotions are much like these waves, fluid, shifting, seemingly endless. They rise within us, sometimes gently caressing our consciousness, other times crashing against the shores of our psyche with a turbulent force that can catch us off guard. Tonight, let's embark on a journey to unravel the intricate tapestry of these complex emotions, weaving through their ebbs and flows, discovering what they whisper to us from the depths of our inner world. Imagine emotions as a kaleidoscope, each turn revealing a new pattern, a new hue. Our lives are painted with these colors, sometimes bright and vibrant, sometimes dark and muted. There's anger, with its fiery reds and simmering heat, often misunderstood yet powerful enough to fuel change. Then there's sadness, cloaked in deep blues, a weight that anchors us but also grounds us to reflect. As we pivot the kaleidoscope, we see joy in its vibrant yellows, a burst of sunshine that warms us from the inside out. And somewhere in the middle lies a tangled web of all these colors, complex emotions that defy simple classification, emotions like envy, regret, and nostalgia. Think of envy, for instance. It's a slippery shade of green, a curious blend of admiration entangled with resentment. It whispers, "not enough," while showing us what we truly desire. In its rawness, envy is a teacher, revealing our hidden longings and unmet needs. If we listen closely, we can transform this uncomfortable emotion into a guidepost for growth and self-discovery. Regret, another thread in this tapestry, hangs heavy like a gray mist. It hovers, obscuring our vision of the future with memories of the past. It reminds us of paths not taken, words not spoken, opportunities missed. But regret, too, has its lessons. It urges us to be present, to live with intent, to forge connections and make choices that align with our truest selves. And then there's nostalgia, sweet, bittersweet, a swirl of emotions tied to memories of days gone by. It's that gentle ache you feel when an old song plays, pulling you back to a time that no longer exists, yet lives vividly in your heart. Nostalgia is a bridge between past and present, a reminder of the moments that shaped us, offering comfort in times of uncertainty. In this kaleidoscope of emotions, our body becomes the canvas. We feel anger clench our fists, sadness sit heavily on our shoulders, joy lift the corners of our mouths. Our senses amplify these experiences. The warmth of sunlight on our skin mirroring inner joy, the taste of salt in our tears when sadness overflows. Even the scents around us, freshly baked bread, the earth after rain, can transport us through time, sparking memories and emotions long forgotten. Our reactions to these emotional waves are driven by underlying patterns, deeply embedded scripts written over years from experiences, culture, and upbringing. These scripts influence how we perceive and process the kaleidoscope before us. They can hold us captive, or they can be rewritten, reshaped into a narrative that empowers us. Consider the power of perspective, a shift in the lens through which we view our emotions. It's like adjusting the focus on a camera, bringing clarity to a previously blurred landscape. By naming our emotions, we give them form, stripping them of their power to control us. Instead of saying, "I am angry," we begin to say, "I feel anger." In doing so, we create space between ourselves and our emotions, recognizing them as transient visitors, not permanent residents. This mental space allows us to respond rather than react, to understand rather than judge. We learn to ask the right questions. What is this emotion trying to tell me? What need is it highlighting? How can I address it constructively? It's a gentle art, this process of inquiry, one that opens pathways to healing and growth. The journey of unraveling complex emotions is not about banishing them. It's about embracing their complexity, acknowledging their presence, and understanding their purpose. Emotions are not our enemies. They are our allies, guides in the labyrinth of life. They connect us to ourselves and to one another, building empathy and strengthening bonds. As you listen to the whispers of your emotions, Remember that like ocean waves, they come and go. They are transient, yet they shape the shoreline of our being. By allowing ourselves to feel deeply, by nurturing curiosity and compassion towards our emotional landscape, we hold the power to transform turmoil into tranquility, chaos into clarity. In this intricate dance with our emotions, may we find grace in their presence and wisdom in their messages. May we learn to float atop the waves, trusting the ebb and flow, knowing each wave carries us towards a deeper understanding of ourselves. As the night quiets and the world slumbers, may you find solace in knowing that your emotions, in all their complexity, are a testament to the richness of your human experience, a tapestry woven with every hue of the human heart. As we continue our journey through the labyrinth of complex emotions, let's pause to consider the role of emotional granularity. It's a term that might sound a bit technical, but essentially, it's about the ability to differentiate between nuanced feelings. Picture it as having a well-organized palette of colors, rather than a smudged canvas of grays. Imagine, for a moment, that you've had a long day. You might initially think you're just feeling stressed, but with a closer look, you might discover that what you're experiencing isn't just stress. It's an interwoven tapestry of fatigue, a sprinkle of disappointment, and perhaps an underlying current of anxiety about tomorrow's unknowns. By labeling these distinct elements, you're not just giving them a name, you're giving them a voice. This practice of naming emotions with precision is not merely about semantics. It has profound psychological benefits. Research suggests that those who practice emotional granularity tend to navigate their emotional landscapes with greater ease. They're better equipped to respond to life's challenges because they can tailor their coping strategies to what they're genuinely feeling, rather than reacting based on a vague and undifferentiated emotional state. So what does this mean for us as we try to untangle our own emotions? It means cultivating an awareness that goes beyond the surface. It's about sitting with our emotions, even when they make us uncomfortable. In this practice, mindfulness becomes an ally. We learn to observe our emotions without judgment, providing a space where they can exist without the pressure to immediately fix or escape them. When we think of complex emotions, there's often a tendency to label some as negative and others as positive. But consider this. What if emotions were all signals, guiding us like a compass? Sadness might point us towards something we value that's missing. Anger could indicate a boundary that's been crossed. Even envy can teach us about desires we haven't acknowledged. This perspective, that emotions are messages, is rooted in the concept of emotional intelligence. It's about becoming fluent in the language of our feelings and recognizing the narrative each one conveys. As we become more attuned to these narratives, we also become more attuned to the narratives of others. Empathy flourishes when we understand our own complex emotions, because this understanding breeds compassion. We realize that, just as we experience this rich tapestry of feelings, so does everyone around us. This realization can transform how we interact with the world. It invites us to approach not only ourselves, but others with a sense of curiosity rather than judgment. It encourages us to ask, what is this emotion trying to tell me? Or what might this person's emotions be telling them? In Unraveling Complex Emotions, we embark on a journey that is at once deeply personal and inherently communal. We learn to hold our emotional experiences with tenderness and to extend that same tenderness outward. Let us embrace this journey with open hearts and minds, ready to explore the depths of our emotional landscapes, not just to understand ourselves better, but to connect more deeply with the world around us. As we journey further into the labyrinth of complex emotions, let's turn our attention to a concept known as emotional granularity. This intriguing idea is rooted in our capacity to distinguish between different emotions with precision. Like an artist who discerns 1,000 shades of blue, we too can learn to identify the subtle nuances that color our emotional experiences. Imagine for a moment a palette of emotions, each hue representing a distinct feeling. Instead of merely recognizing broad strokes like happiness or sadness, we begin to see the fine lines between emotions such as contentment and elation, or disappointment and despair. This ability to be precise in our emotional labeling can transform the way we navigate our inner worlds. Emotional granularity is more than just an intellectual exercise. It's a skill that can enhance our mental well-being and resilience. By clearly identifying our feelings, we gain clarity and can respond to life's challenges with greater efficacy. For instance, understanding that we're feeling frustrated rather than angry can guide us to approach a situation with curiosity instead of aggression. The key to developing emotional granularity lies in mindfulness and self-reflection. It's about pausing and giving ourselves the space to explore our emotions without judgment. It involves asking ourselves gentle yet probing questions. What am I truly feeling right now? What does this emotion want to tell me? What are the specific sensations and thoughts accompanying this feeling? Building emotional granularity can enhance our relationships too. When we articulate our emotions accurately, we communicate more authentically and find empathy not only for others but for ourselves. This precision in emotional expression fosters a deeper understanding and connection with those around us, creating an environment where others feel seen and heard. Now let us consider the role of language in this process. Words shape our emotional experience and influence how we perceive and react to the world. By expanding our emotional vocabulary, we empower ourselves to articulate our inner lives with greater depth and complexity. Just as a writer selects the perfect word to convey their story, we can choose language that best captures the essence of our emotions. This journey of expanding our emotional vocabulary can be likened to learning a new language, a language that helps decode the intricate messages of our hearts. It invites us to become attuned to subtleties we might otherwise overlook, nurturing a richer and more nuanced understanding of ourselves. As we come to recognize the many layers of our emotions, we cultivate an inner resilience. We learn to navigate emotional storms with a sense of balance and grace, understanding that even the most turbulent feelings are part of the broader human experience. This acceptance brings us closer to the core of what it means to be human, with all its beautifully tangled complexities. Reflecting on the nature of our emotions is a lifelong journey, a continuing dance of discovery and acceptance. As we unravel the intricate web of our inner lives, we gain not only insight but also the power to transform our emotional landscapes into places of healing and growth. So let's continue this exploration together, with curiosity as our guide and empathy as our companion, ever aware of the rich tapestry of emotions that defines our shared humanity.